A video on Primordials. Alright, but before I begin, be sure to go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 over there, so if you guys can help me with that, that would be awesome. With that being said, let's begin. Now, for those of you who do not know, the Primordials are basically entities that existed before the Big Bang and before time itself. As it stands right now, we actually don't know where the Primordials originally came from. However, as per usual, we can speculate. The Primordials literally existed before time and space, and the only other individual that we know who did that was Golb. He has also shown the ability to create incredibly powerful monsters on a whim. And considering the various Primordials that we have seen are incredibly chaotic in terms of their form, it's possible that they actually do in fact come from Golb. This would actually further explain the fact that many of them ended up worshipping him like a god, with beings like the Lich having the highest respect for him and even becoming one of his scholars. However, that's obviously headcanon on my part. Regardless of where they come from, it's no mystery that they are also incredibly powerful. As in the Lich's vision, we ultimately see many of them, and some of them are the size of planets. It should also be noted that the Orgalord, one of the most powerful individuals within the series, who was also able to rule over the entire solar system, was actually one of the weakest of the ancients. Despite their incredible power, it seems that they were also on the cusp of extinction. It seems that after time actually began and things began to settle, many of them ended up getting killed or sealed away. It's possible that after time began, there was a massive war between the current factions. However, the amount of evidence that proves this is pretty scarce. However, there is still a little bit to imply this, considering we ultimately find dozens of them within the Citadel, a galactic prison where only the most vile and most chaotic of creatures ultimately end up going, with the exception of Martin. It's also possible that a good amount of them were ultimately reincarnated, as the Lich was once one of them but eventually became a catalyst comet, which somewhat begs the question, what killed the Lich beforehand? This actually adds more lore on the Lich's part, because we literally see him being completely fine with partnering with the other ancients in order to destroy all life. Is it possible that he's not actually trying to destroy all life, but instead trying to recreate the paradise that the previous Primordials once had before time? It's surely possible, considering he even states himself that he is the last of the Scholars of Gold, which in a way kind of makes his entire tale a little bit more tragic, considering he ultimately existed before us and yet here we are completely destroying his kind. He's the last of a dying race of soon-to-be extinct creatures whose very existence changed the direction of the entire multiverse. Like and follow for more.